Court is now in session.
First court Nick's been in.
There you go.
Don't judge,
I will.
because I've never seen one.
No, you haven't. I've actually been in more than you have.
Yeah, but I'll take my results over yours. True. To be fair.
Fair point. Welcome, everybody, to the YouTuber panel. I mean, it's called Friday Night Guys, but it's the YouTuber panel. Thanks for coming. I'm Gary from Nerdrotic. Lots of planning went into this panel. We just came up with the subject just now, and it was me. I haven't even told everybody yet, but I think, I think a good thing to talk about is, besides why we're here, is like what we have in common, to steal your joke, outside from the outright bigotry, and
apparently petty theft of jokes.
Yes. Dude, you didn't say in the microphone, I did. It's mine now.
And mutual hatred.
Yes. Yes. I think, to borrow a phrase, which is kind of rephrased from something else from Robert Bryant Burnett, authenticity is the currency of the future. And that's now that Hollywood is on strike, and I did a poll on Twitter. I think it's still at 97%. If you care if Hollywood is on strike, it is currently at 97% no, stay on strike.
Let them burn!
I'm just proud that Hollywood's getting the same results as Congress.
Right?
Well, you guys care we're shut down, right? Who?
What?
Who are you? Oh.
The world is healing. So as the world heals, we're not on strike. We're still trying to entertain each other, entertain you. And I think the biggest difference, at least for me, unlike Nick thinks he's better than all of us. But
Relax, Hollywood. We'll take it from here.
we'll take it from here. We'll take it from here. So, and a lot of us saw this coming. A lot of us built our streaming selves through COVID. Like when COVID was around, I started streaming more because I had nothing better to do. Nick was on every night talking about Vic Mignogna or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Hail Nick, hail Vic. Did nothing wrong.
Yep.
That's right. I'll never forget, I walked through a Star Trek convention last year with my I Stand With Vic Mignogna shirt on. I got I was loved there. I just loved They really, really respected me there. But no, it's just speaking freely, going online, we're being ourselves. We're a bunch of idiots. I mean, I'm sure you know that by now, but we like to have fun. And I think in our sphere, there wasn't a lot of fun. There wasn't a lot of truth and there wasn't a lot of fun, and I think that's what we do. So, but you correct me if I'm wrong. We'll do a Q&A in a little bit. But Nick, Rekieta. Yeah, I'm gonna go to you next.
Oh, cool.
Hi.
Why'd you start live streaming, dude?
Why did I start live streaming?
You were lonely and wanted to fuel your alcoholism, or?
No. Like you said, we're all idiots.
Okay.
And I was too bad at technology to post a video to Facebook. And I was like, because I recorded a video for a private Facebook group. It was about Dick Masterson's lawsuit. He was sued by Maddox. If you don't know who Maddox is, you should. He's hilarious. Until you realize that, no, he's being authentic and not being funny. It's like, oh God, now it's sad. So I was gonna upload a video to the Facebook group to make fun of this guy's lawsuit. And I couldn't figure out how, so I uploaded it to YouTube. And people are like, do this all the time. I'm like, why? What's wrong with you? But that's how I started it. But I am glad I paid the Chinese to invent COVID. Because I needed a numbers boost. And I was like, will you just cripple everything for me, please?
Yes.
It worked out.
It did work out for us kind of well.
You're
actually.
welcome.
Not my wife, but it worked out for me. Sorry, honey. Too soon? She's never going to talk to me again. But, yeah.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is, you start by an accident, and then people are like, oh, do this, and then you realize it's exactly what you said. Man, there's not a lot of people having fun out there. And there's not a lot of people telling others to have fun. And like, you can talk about real things, you can talk about your hobbies, you can talk about the news, you can talk about politics or religion, But you could do it with levity instead of so much fake gravitas that is put into it by some CNN polished moron. It's like, I don't want to see a Q-tip tell me about my life. I'll tell me about my life, and I'll do it to a screen where I'm looking at myself. The best part about the YouTuber panel is I get to hate all of you instead of just me. But no, we get to do this and tell jokes and meet people, and then they tell you, oh, hey, you know, you did this thing and it really meant something to me. And you go, oh, that's cool. And it becomes meaningful, and it's exactly what you're saying. That authenticity is the new currency. And I get this so much. People are like, you're the same in person. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know how to be something different. But all of the people that have been talking to us for years do. And that is the thing that is so critical. And that's why they can't figure out why people like us. It's like, well, because we're not you. We're just us. You're something gross. We're something stupid.
Yeah.
It's better.
Stupid is better than gross.
It's better because at least it's real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been a blast.
No, the teleprompter model, the studio model, it's dead.
Wait, you don't use a teleprompter?
No, I don't. Believe it or not.
Oh. Yeah, all of my stuff's actually written by Ryan, the editor. So when I say something dumb, it's telepromptered from him.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
All right. I should start making that up like you just did, so I can not be called a boomer every stream. But
Yeah. Well, no one would believe that you actually know how to run a teleprompter.
No. Or read one. Well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello.
Welcome to America. The Critical Take Man.
I'd stand up right now, but I might fall over, so I'm going to stay in my chair.
This isn't Coke.
Yeah. Well, it has Coke in it. Okay. Yeah, so why did I get into streaming, or live streaming and stuff?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Well, lots of things. How much time have you got? But yeah, like, to kind of echo what Nick had said, there's nothing more depressing than watching a bunch of presenters in a polished, you know, slick-looking studio who clearly hate their own audience and the subject matter and have got no interest in talking about it, but they're getting paid to do it, so that's why they're there. We do it because we're interested in it. We care about the things that we talk about. You know, and if there's a movie or a subject that comes up that week and we've got nothing interesting to say about it, we just won't cover it because it's not worth our time. And I think that's the difference. Like, we're passionate about the things that we talk about. And hopefully it shines through in the things that we say and how we present ourselves. You know, we're definitely not polished, we're not slick, and we're not rehearsed, and we don't have a big production team behind us. But I think in a lot of ways, you don't need it. The audience comes to you if you care about the thing that you're doing, and that's what we try to do.
Cheers, that's right. And the other thing is, we are the audience. We are the paying customer. And what brought me in was, and it was just through watching, you know, your boy Zach, and back in the early days of Comicsgate, like I was noticing that places like CBR, things I read, Bleeding Cool, believe it or not, I unironically read Bleeding Cool at one point. I know, it's sad. It was a long time ago. I just wanted to know about comic books. That's all I wanted to know. But I started seeing them making an enemy out of the customer. I went, wait a minute. Like, I've served these people for a long time. I've been around them my entire life. They're pretty cool. And they've never been bigoted or racist, but they do like their characters. They like them the way they were, and they see people coming in and subverting their characters, and they're gonna do what fans do. They're gonna talk shit. We talk shit all the time. Sorry, kids, but that's what we do. You know, like I honed my skills on my YouTube channel, hanging out with a couple of friends back in the '90s, and we ripped every movie we saw. You know, and it was fun. You know, or we liked once in a while, and they're all Shakespeare compared to what we're seeing now. But yeah, we saw them coming after you, and we did this simple act of like, we're fans, and we have our back, we have your back. Fighting back against the access media, who thankfully is dying out. Got a banger of an article to cover on FNT. Yes! Woo! Yes to the access media! In Roblox. Yeah. Yes, that's right.
No, I agree 100%. And yeah, man, it's just, it's tremendously, I guess, humbling to see all you guys here to come and listen to us. You know, we're nothing but grateful for all the support that you guys have given us over the years, and like to see such a great turnout. It's just awesome, man. Like, it lets us know that what we're doing is actually being listened to and appreciated. And yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Chrissy.
Hi.
You're the other one.
I don't even need a mic. I'll project.
Want to swap?
Oh, hello, guys.
It is really amazing to see all of your faces. It's so exciting to see all you guys here and the 3 women.
9%.
The 2%. I thought they were 9%.
It's up. We're at 9.
Are they going down?
9.9%.
We should make 9% T-shirts. Like they could be pink
Excuse me,
for the F&T fans.
Chrissy, what is a woman?
Hi
guys, I'm Matt
Crawl behind the desk. I'll show you.
I'm Matt Wall.
Oh gosh, you can't mean it like that. I don't know what I'm thinking. This is my first Anime Anonymous meeting, so it's very nerve-wracking. And like everybody I meet and talk to, like we all have the same thing in common. Is like we're anxious around like large groups of people, and it's cool to be here. It's cool to meet everybody. Like exactly what you guys have been saying. It's like, oh wow, like there's real people here instead of me just looking at myself in the camera being like, am I showing too much cleavage? Not enough?
There's no such thing as too much.
It's never such thing as too much. And I was at dinner last night. A bunch of us went out to dinner with Vic Mignogna, and I was trying to impress him. I was like going on and on about how much I loved him in Full Metal Jacket. I was like, no, it was really good. You were really good. He was the black guy.
I heard he was one of the 2
They
things that
race
came from
swapped him
Texas.
too? Oh no! It's cool. Yeah, let me know where like the cool spots are. I've heard that there's like an 18+ section in the back. Is this the back? All right, well, just point me where to go. I'm enjoying the Critical Drinker cosplayers on the side there with the sunglasses. Or are you guys just feds? I'm very... Am I gonna have to go to jail after this? No, this is cool. I'm psyched to be here. And what was the question? Yes, how did I get into this? Well, I realized I couldn't sell pictures of my butthole for as much as I would have liked. I realized I'm sitting on a $20 butthole. My best butthole days are behind me. No, for years I wanted to start some kind of a podcast, and I kept telling myself, like, no, like every stand-up comedian has a podcast, like nobody wants to, what are you possibly gonna offer that's different? And I would watch a lot of the stand-up comic podcasts, and they were just interviewing one another, which is very insular, and it's like, unless you're a stand-up comedy nerd, it's gonna be hard to connect with that. And I just started becoming more and more passionate about free speech and all the topics that we're all, passionate about and what we're here to talk about. And it's like, it just really expanded my sphere of people that I like and want to hang out with and want to create with. And like, thank God, because then I got basically canceled 5 times over, like by the comedy industry, and yeah.
The Malaysian airline.
In Malaysia, I can't go to Malaysia anymore.
Israel.
Yeah, Malaysia canceled me. At the beginning of the pandemic, I did a stupid video. It was called like Kung Flu Fighting, and it was just like not even, Trump was saying it. I think Crowder did something making fun of Kung Flu Fighting. It was just like snippets of each of my comedian friends saying a lyric of the song, and like people tried to cancel me over that. But I appreciated like my Asian haters, because they weren't just like spamming my comments, they were signing me up for Asian dating sites. They were signing me up for like Asian retirement homes. It was very creative. So if any of you guys are here tonight, thank you. So yeah. Yay! It was fun. And then I just started. If anyone's thinking of doing a podcast or any kind of like creative endeavor, you'll find yourself like waiting and waiting, like, no, I have to like prepare myself more mentally, and you think you can plan it all out first, but those are just like delay tactics. The only way you can learn is just by doing and by going through it. because I just started out doing interviews, and then I interviewed all types of different people, and then I would, comedians, politicians. So I would just say don't hesitate. Like, just start. It's good to suck at first, or it'll feel like you suck at first, and then you just keep going. Man, I should not do motivational speeches.
It's all terrible, and it stays terrible. But don't worry, you can keep trying. It'll
You
be
keep
terrible.
at it, and if not, well, there's OnlyFans.
I'm just so glad that you recognize the problem with stand-up comedian podcasts, where you're like, oh god, it's just a community that interviews each other, and then you joined a podcast community that only does that. That's fantastic. Hi guys, will you all be on my show this week?
Different people who interview
Fixing
each
the
other.
problem from the inside.
Yeah. Oh no, it's so different. It's been fun though. Let's see, what else? In case you're wondering, 34D, next question. Okay. Ooh, 7. Are there,
But he'll take pictures.
there are feet, are there feet people here?
Oh, only feet could be a thing.
Only
You
feet.
remember that one show with X-Ray Girl where
Yeah,
that was...
there is
yes,
a wicked
there is.
feet, yeah.
Bree isn't going to be the biggest star on it.
No, actually, Bree's Toes have her own WikiFeet page. Because she has a big toe.
How many of y'all are into feet?
Not a lot.
I think some. He raised his hand. He was like expecting.
I saw 2 hands.
Joss Whedon. Tarantino. Hi, Camelot.
That's not as many as I thought.
How's it going?
Good.
You know how I knew you were here? When I checked into the hotel and I tried to check in under my name, and they're like, "Who the hell are you?" And I'm like, "But there's a guy named Camelot. Maybe you should try your YouTube name." I've never checked in under my YouTube name.
It worked out.
It did.
Yeah.
Felt kind of gay though.
It did, and the same exact thing happened to Drinker. Is they had him under D-Man. It's like I guess he's the D-Man. He's got the D-Man.
I can't believe I didn't think of that one.
Yeah.
Put that on a license plate.
Yeah, but it's pretty staggering, to be fair. Like when talking about getting started streaming and imagining 4 years later, not even 4 years later, being in talking to you fine folks and still being as dumb as I've ever been. Mainly that, yeah. But when I started, I basically was disenfranchised by my work, and I wanted to do this since I was 16, but unfortunately I was 30, and I finally was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give her a go. I don't have any friends to bog me down. I don't have anybody in my life at all. So that's unfortunately. In the real world, that's awful, but when it comes to content creation, it's great. Because then you can just do that all the time. So I started doing that, and for some reason, people started watching, and I really don't understand why. So I really, that's Fight Milk, yeah, I don't know how the hell that became a thing. I kind of wish it didn't.
Curse you. Curse you for that.
Big shout out to Quarter Black over there that did Double Fight Milk with me. Nick's done it with me, and Gary's done Double Fight Milk with me. I appreciate you guys. It's kind of brutal. We did Triple Fight Milk Monday, second time ever.
It's brutal the next day.
It is, yeah. It was just shit and blood and
Chunks of things.
Yes, it may take 10 to 20 years off your life, but the revenue's worth it because I have a mortgage. So it's what you have to do. But yeah, just coming here and getting to meet great people and actually having people come up to my booth for the first time ever is very, very interesting and a kind of a jarring experience and very humbling because everybody can agree on this table. We're normal ass, well, maybe not Chrissy, but we can all agree we're normal ass people. And we just found a way to have people that are like-minded to talk with because that's how I think about people that I interact with on my shows or whatnot is just friends. That's pretty much the way I've always looked at it. And that's kind of how I treat it. And it's been really, really, really fun and eye-opening. and a good thing is, being in Texas, if you have an accent, for some reason it doesn't pick up on the YouTube triggers. So you can just curse and no one cares. It's really weird. I was talking to a VTuber last week, and she was like, "How have you not got banned off YouTube?" And I'm like, "Well, because I say shit like slobber pocket and smashing pissers, and no one knows what that means, so it works out."
It's kind of like being Scottish, like YouTube just doesn't recognize my language as English.
Yeah.
I can say whatever I want, it just never picks up in the profanity filters.
I've said the craziest shit in the world, and I'm like, I can't believe it's got the green dollar sign. I'm blown away. And it tends to work out. But I appreciate everybody for coming. It's been really, really cool, and I hope you guys come meet all of us at the booths downstairs, first floor, left of the last door. It's been really, really cool. We're giving away a bunch of stuff, signing stuff. Well, I'm giving away some stuff. I don't know about Nick, but
Don't bring we into this. I ain't giving away nothing.
I'll give you stuff, but you have to pay me some money in return. So
it's all about transactions. But what Chrissy said earlier is, if it's something you want to do, just start it and just continue doing it. And nobody may be watching, but they won't forever. So that was real dumb Southern speak, but it means they will eventually. He got me. Thank you. Appreciate it. And to speak to what Gary said, people are so tired of seeing talking heads in makeup, perfect hair, and suits on paid-for cable channels be dramatic all day, every day. And the only people they can really captivate anymore are boomers, which is good, because Gary doesn't watch it, so he broke out of it somehow. Yeah. He doesn't watch any of it. He's taking his boomerism and making a whole new avenue to combat old boomerism.
I'm the post-boomer.
He did it. So yeah, that's my spiel. I appreciate everybody for coming. I love you. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
I forgot somebody.
Frank Gore.
Oh, no, I forgot somebody who's not like at this table right now because we were just talking about it. He's on his way right now.
Is he on his way?
Yeah. We're gonna give him a grand entrance when he gets here though. Recorded, right? Hi, Frank Gore.
Hello. I am
the Tank.
Frank. I'll be Frank Gore tonight when you're buying me free drinks, which I hope you do. But I first of all, what's interesting is you talk about the access media. I was something of a pariah having done Film Thread for so many years, but I did shows. I did G4 Attack the Show being like my last sort of notable television gig, which was the only time I was really allowed to be myself on camera. But I became a huge fan of everybody here at this table, all these fine folks on both sides of the Atlantic. So that was supposed to be a joke. That bombed pretty bad. Chrissy, why did you tell me to take that joke?
It should be something like, oh, there's good people on both sides of the Atlantic.
Damn it. Timing. But no, I was such a fan of just like watching Gary and then Nick and Drinker and just like on the line, just kind of discovered everybody. And what? And wait, who did I miss? Garrett, this guy. And I realized when I started doing YouTube that it is fucking hard. It is way harder than being on television, which is all overproduced, phony bullshit, where people are telling you what to say. All those talking heads you see on the news shows are fed that shit. Whether they believe it or not, they're saying it to you. So being on YouTube and being with an audience is not only more energy, I think it's much more difficult skill. So I'm in awe and admiration of everyone. And so I'll just say, what, I'm just fucking wrong. And I'll just say this, I'll just end on this note, because they're gonna give you all sorts of motivation on being on YouTube. And give it a shot, there's no reason not to. But I'll say that there is and has been a revolution already happening in media. As Hollywood dies and contracts and shrinks, the independent film world has blown up with small independent films. I have made them, and if I can make them, that means you can make them. They're not that difficult, and it already exists. I think we're about to see a new golden age of independent film. These are smaller movies made for an audience that is interested. I mean, even like, look, one of the biggest, Joker, the number one R-rated, top-grossing R-rated film of all time, Joker, made $1.074 billion. You're going to see a lot more films like that as Hollywood just spends its way out of existence. Drinker just did a great video about why movies today suck, mainly because they spend too much money on these films, which kind of, it's like a golden handcuff, so I love that. Anyways, all I can say is this: avoid the Hollywood shit. We know it's garbage, but at the same time, try to discover some smaller indie movie. You can see them on Tubi or Mubi or whatever a lot of these small services are, on Vudu. There's a movie that came out this weekend with Emilia Clarke called The Pod Generation, which is a really good science fiction film, to throw out a recommendation. And I'll be signing with everyone here. I'll be signing next to Gary. And I brought a limited supply of my film Attack of the Dog.
Check it out.
So check it out.
It's really good.
Blu-ray's here. I'm just honored to be a part of the panel, so thank you for the invitation.
Cool. No, I'm glad you're here, dude.
Thank you.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. Thank you. Thank you. Whatever your name is.
I was just seeing if you're going to remember me.
I just wanted to point out that we have a legend in the audience right now. He's in the back. He's probably not even gonna like. Yeah, that's you. No. Perry Chan, paging Perry Chan.
Is he in the room?
Is Perry Chan in the room? I see you. Stand up. Give it up for Perry Chan! The best editor at Nerdrotic.
No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
Hi, Quarter Black. Do you want to like clear this up right now about me poaching you from Steven Crowder?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
So, hey, my name's Quarter Black Garrett. I'm a habitual awkward nerd, and somehow I tricked all these people into letting me be on the panel. So, thank you for that. My origin was a lot like you guys. I still feel like one of the audience members. I feel like one of the guys that watches all these guys, and I, again, somehow tricked my way into working with Nerdrotic, and it was all my idea, because I was working at a show, producing a show, so it was doing okay, and then I was like, hey, you know what, I kind of hate all this politics stuff, and I like nerd stuff, so Nerdrotic is the place to go, so I went there, and then he, for some reason, let me do it, so that's kind of how we do it, and I move through space like that. Just going with the flow, letting people let me onto panels. So. And I'm the second tier editor because I'm fast. Perry Chan is the one that puts all the creativity. I just go off of that. I just look good out of the wake of Perry Chan. So.
Look, I just feel obligated that as members of the alt-right pipeline to remind everyone that we only recognize 3/4 of Quarter Black.
And I appreciate that. You guys were talking about the kind of studio space with the prompter and stuff, and somehow I got my own show with a studio and a prompter, and I'm trying to take the energy that YouTubers have, that authenticity. That's something we talk about on our show, Normal World, in our meetings, is authenticity is something that's lost in that space. It feels very produced and inauthentic and fake, and other people are feeding you these stories, and we're trying to get that energy, because I think that's the currency of the future, is realness. Because people can feel it now. Everybody's so cognizant of that feeling of, wait, these people, they don't really believe the shit that they're talking about. But these do. So that's why they gravitate towards that and away from produced shit. So I'm trying to move that over there to that produced area. Yeah. And I really enjoy this a lot more. That's when I was first offered that job. I really was against doing it because it was that kind of produced stuff, and I enjoyed this a lot more. So I'm trying to bridge that gap.
Can you clear something up for me?
No.
Good.
Okay.
Did you just say Yeah, we have board meetings about authenticity, and we're like, how do we do that?
No.
How do we make that happen? How do we replicate this?
Big board meetings with a big window. You can see the skyline of Dallas.
Focus
it's
groups.
Just me,
Authenticity
Dave,
focus groups.
Dave, and Angela when we're talking about how we want to present the show. Because it's like, what is the culture of our show? Because it's something you got to think about. What kind of energy do you want to put out into the world? And you can just go, okay, I'll get whatever talking points that people want to give me, and we can read the prompter as they give it, or you can be real and have conversations with interesting people. And we had Chris Gore on last night. We've had Gary. I'd like to get all the people on this panel on that show because I am for authenticity, and I want more people to see these guys in a space like that. What are you looking at me, Chris?
Just a quick question. I heard that is it true like 2 or more gay men trying to enter one hole is called a crowder? Is that it's Urban Dictionary? It's on Urban Dictionary. Is it
I've
true?
heard rumors and read articles. That may be true.
Gore. I expected that from Chrissy or Nick.
Me and Chris had a great road trip all the way over here.
I bet.
Your
bros.
We broed it up the whole way.
Broed
Listening
down.
to hardcore metal the entire time. Just kidding, we didn't do that. That's a Gary road trip.
You listen to Erasure the whole way. As his playlist, that's what you use.
It was just as music constantly on loop.
Yeah, Bronski beat.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah. That's all right. So I think we can probably open it up to Q&A if anybody has any questions. We have a show later today too. We're actually going to do Friday Night Tights after this. How? Not really sure.
There's that authenticity you're looking for. Throw it together at the last minute.
Yeah, where are you going to have that panel in the convention? Where?
We're down in the convention in a YouTuber section. That's, you know what? Not as fabulous as it was last year.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
We're trying to make it fabulous.
We're gonna make
We're
it
like
fabulous.
fenced off so we
So
don't
it's
like
all the
harm
way-
the anime people.
Like the opposite end. So, I don't want to speak for everybody. I'll be there tomorrow, and we'll be signing down there, and there's some merch available. I guess some people are just going to give stuff away. Maybe Chris? No, I'm just kidding. I've got some stuff to give away. I don't have enough for everybody, but I'll throw it at you. Well, I got some stuff to give. Okay, Gavin.
Got a spirit.
I'm just looking for a partner to be a crowder.
There you go. There you go. So, does anybody have any questions? We're going to have to just hand you the mic.
Or just yell.
Yell really loud.
Come on up, ask your question.
Come on, this is freaking Friday Night Tights. Nobody cares. This is YouTube.
Let's go.
By the way, Friday Night Tights Smoking Man right there. There he is. Look at it. It's a meme legend right there.
Quick question today at Friday Night Tights. Are you going to be talking about Barbie? Quick follow-up. Please don't.
Fine?
Yeah.
Like you're a meme legend.
You're a meme
That's how you take
legend.
it.
Meme legend right here.
Legend right here.
Now you never quit smoking, guys. Thanks.
Reinforce the habit.
Wait, here we go.
Let's go. The Friday Night Tights Smoking Man. You guys are more than happy. Yes, there is an article about Barbie that we will be talking about tonight, but it's not really about Barbie. It's about another movie. Well, I don't care. So somebody tried to Screen Rant is comparing Barbie to Last Jedi, so we're going to talk about it. What's up?
So, I wanted to know, like, get on the mic.
Get on the mic.
So, I wanted to know, like, when was the point when y'all realized, like, oh my God, I'm this big, people are actually paying attention to us, listening to us?
Never.
It's when an Amazon delivery guy recognized me.
When you get recognized in the bathroom at a Reverend Horton Heat show while you're taking a piss.
I also wanted to know,
Republican congressman.
I also want to know, like, why are you collecting Bronze Age comic books when you should be like collecting Braille Playboys? Because you'll be going blind in like 5 years.
And the truth hurts. Okay. I am completely down with Braille Playboys. Bronze Age comic books. The Bronze Age is the best age. The Bronze Age is the best age. It's not the most valuable. It's just the best. All the best stuff happened in the Bronze Age. That's why.
Is that his name really turns on Higginbotham?
Yes. People, come on up. Hey, what's up?
Good to see you guys again. So, Rekieta, I know you're a weeb.
Yeah, of course.
But how many of the rest of you guys are actually weebs?
Oh, I'm a massive weeb. I am a weeb. I'm only slightly better gamer than I am a weeb.
Name 3 hentai right now.
Inside Desiree Cousteau, does that count?
No. Porn, sorry.
As far as weeb, when I was 14, 15 and had dial-up internet, that's pretty much all I masturbated to, was hentai. So I feel like that counts to some degree.
I played Wii bowling. Is that the question?
I think with being a weeb, it's
Weebles
like,
wobble, but they don't fall down. That's the only thing that comes to mind.
it's like any port in a storm, I guess. Sometimes you gotta take what's there.
So I'm genuinely curious, with all of you on the panel, what do y'all think, whether it's a show or a movie, was the most malicious against its own fan base that has come out? Like
You mentioned Barbie there,
intentionally malicious, not intentional, like their own vision, whatever, but what y'all feel was actually intentionally malicious.
Velma.
Star Wars, that's
that's a good
Could be Rings of Power.
I was gonna say that, damn it!
That seems to genuinely hate Tolkien and Tolkien fans. So yeah, they did a pretty good job of destroying themselves.
Way to release it on his death day.
She-Hulk. She-Hulk is one of the shows. It's a horrible show, and had the confidence to trash the audience that loved the MCU, just the movies audience, and the comic books, and they had the confidence to do that. I think that is one of the highest malicious intent is the She-Hulk. And there's a lot of them though. Rings of Power, completely misunderstanding the source material and the fan base itself. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. It goes on and on.
The Witcher as well.
Oh yeah. That's a great example right now.
Like, this is like, they straight up admitted that like they hated the source material. Like, you've got these behind the scenes revelations about the writers making jokes and mocking the books. Like, damn, that's the thing that's like made your show possible in the first place. At least have a tiny bit of respect for it.
Did Kevin Smith do an autobiography? I think that one would be it. Yes. I was gonna say 60 Minutes. It's just emblematic of how much the news media, who relies on the entire world to watch them forever, has just turned on the people that they purportedly serve. And I can't imagine being a legacy news media company. It's like, we just need people to click on our thing or to turn on our channel, and going, actually, but half of you though should kill yourselves. Like, and that's what they did. And it's like, wait, but all you're supposed to do is deliver information. And they're like, but we only want to deliver it to this many people.
This many people, yep.
And that's the weirdest thing to me, because I've never understood that. Like, I want everybody to watch my show. Like, if you hate me, I want you to watch my show twice.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And 60 Minutes along with,
Suffer.
I mean, you can't even tell the difference between MSNBC, CBS News, ABC News. They're all in competition and they're all saying the same shit. And that's when I'm like, this is weird. You know, like Fox went out and did their own thing, but nobody else.
But now Fox is like that one like suspect brother that you like have to tie a leash to and drag around.
Controlled opposition.
Like, no, I want to go over here. Like, come back. Okay.
Very much controlled opposition, I would say. But I'd say as far as franchises go, Doctor Who, like really, I can't say it here. There's
More like Dr. Who.
Yes. It was a complete subversion of what came before. Rings of Power is a pretty good example too. We have Renee Zegler out there, talking about Snow White, how much she hates it, and she only saw it once. That clip just resurfaced today. So Disney is the worst criminal of them all as far as a corporation of just subverting everything. Like Secret Invasion went from really boring bad to like one of the most subversive, stupid things I've ever seen.
Almost hilarious bad.
Yeah, it like united the internet, kind of like The Witcher did, just on how bad it was. So there you go.
Any piece of media that has to come out and say that they're adjusting their news stories that they want to tell to modern audiences are doing it in a malicious intent. Absolutely, 100% across the board. And they'll come out when normal people that are core fans of these franchises for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they're like, I don't know if I'm okay with this. And the actors, directors, writers will say, we don't want you to be a fan of this. That is malicious intent.
You mean you're not a fan of modern audiences?
I have never met the modern audience.
No.
Like, I keep hearing about
They don't
them.
exist.
It's like,
Modern audience.
Yeah. Same as the old audience.
okay. You know what, Yoshken? You are the modern audience. I need you to go to all the people making shows for modern audiences, and I need you to give them a Yoshken hug.
That is. Actually, they're not very good people. They don't deserve it. But
Then hug them harder until they bend.
My back still feels weird after your hug, man.
Oh, yeah.
At least it's not your front.
I think Nick had the best answer to this question, so I'll just say the new Sex and the City show doesn't really support.
Did they finally do the all guys version?
Nobody slutty left. I'm not even watching it. But I feel like that's...
Kim Cattrall's not in it.
Kim Cattrall's not in it. There's no Samantha, because she's 90 years old. And yeah, they're afraid she's going to break her other hip.
So what? Hugh Hefner lasted longer than her. Yes,
I love your accent. And are you guys twins?
Yes.
I love it.
And we're all hobbies. But...
You're going into my spank bank, both of you.
Hey, I think Nick had the best answer. I agree. It's shocking to see in real time the news just turn on 50% of Americans. It's sick, but this Snow White nonsense lately is freaking weird. I don't want to see that movie. Fuck that actress. Seriously, that was just everything she's been saying in the news lately is even worse than most of what actors say. And most of the time, they're just baited into saying stupid shit. I mean, most actors that I've met, they're pretty much empty vessels that just sort of, stick their finger up to the wind and see where it's blowing, and that's what their opinion happens to be that day. We're not looking at geniuses. So, I agree with Nick that the news, I didn't even think about that as a franchise.
I just want to say to 4 people on the panel, ha, get wrecked. And to 2 people on the panel, the check is in the mail.
Who's next? Hi.
I was going to ask a question, but first off, you're giving me PTSD. I was a news producer for 7 years. Yeah.
We're sorry.
I escaped 2 years ago. Literally a station. We were simultaneously a Fox, AP, and CNN affiliate at the same time. So it's true. What? But my question was about basically because we're starting to see some mainstream channels, or at least people, start to shift. We've seen Forbes start to be a little more honest. So of all of the opinions or information that you brought forward in your channel first, what are you most proud of getting right before one of the other legacy media channels?
MCU.
First of all, very smart question, and thank you for the super chat. I'm going to pass this to
MCU, baby. I did it. It was a joke when Kevin Feige came out in 2018 and said, hey, we're just randomly, it's like, hey, we're just going to have more women villains and heroes. I'm all, why? Why can't we just have an equal amount? There's plenty of them in Marvel. So it was during a Captain Marvel live stream from Palm Springs. I said MCU was a joke. And it stuck. And it stuck because they made it. It was really easy to predict, though. because if you had read the comics, you saw that they were taking the same path. And Hollywood's not smart. They don't turn on a dime. The first thing I found out when I worked there in a very brief amount of time is there is a lot of very dumb people in control of a lot of money. So here we are. They're being dumb, and they're heading right for the iceberg, and they can't even turn.
I think the biggest about face that I saw in the media was Rings of Power, and it was great to see. There's an outlet in the UK called The Guardian, and I don't know if you guys are too familiar. Yeah, you are then. And so their initial take on Rings of Power was, this makes House of the Dragon look like amateur hour. It's the best thing ever. And then a couple of months later, the article came out from the same reporter saying, now that the dust has settled, can we all just admit that Rings of Power sucked? We fucking called it! Told you this, you morons.
When they become such a parody, you know, like, when I first heard that Amazon was going to be doing Rings of Power, and then I heard that they were bringing on Jar Jar Abrams people, I'm like, oh shit, we're going to get Galadriel in armor leading all-female Numenorians. I was only half right, but it was a joke. So they have moved into the realm of parody. Like, we can't even parody them anymore, because they're going to come out with something that's even dumber. That's why I cannot wait for the Marvels. The Marvels is going to be like the peak MCU.
They confirmed the date.
They did. It's not getting delayed, and I was ecstatic. I was absolutely ecstatic. Because that means Dan Vasquez going down. If you're not aware of the bet, he's going down.
This is one movie that will benefit probably from the actors not being able to promote it.
The one thing I called before anybody else, Chandler Halderson took a bite. Kat, have you seen her? Oh my God. Yeah, she didn't just nibble.
With Disney's leading subscribers and their battles with Ron DeSantis in Florida, what would be the final push for Disney to actually make money if the Marvels and Snow White fails and bombs? What would be their movies to actually push to make it, to get back, or to bounce back with all our takes? What movie would they have to do to bounce back from all of that?
Yeah.
The only thing they've got, you know, in the future that I think will make them lots of money will be like Avatar 3, but I can't think of anything beyond that.
Well, they could do a live action of Aladdin, right? Like, that'd be good.
Yeah, it's got potential.
They could do Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, they could do Beauty and the Beast, they could do Cinderella. Yeah, like,
Lion King.
Yeah.
Lion King.
Snow White.
Snow White.
What about a conservative Republican remake of Snow White, but they would call it Snow Right? And it could be, instead of 7 dwarves, it would be like, I don't know, 1,000 insurrectionists. I'm available. I'm just saying I'm available.
First, I want to thank you guys for saving us hours of our time with The Witcher and Rings of Power.
Look at the toll it's taken on us. We're all actually 19 years old.
I also want to thank Nick for sticking up for Vic Mignogna.
My pleasure. I had to show the world his pants.
Questions for the drinker. Ethan Van Sciver made a response about the Barbie movie. Have you watched it? And do you have a response?
No, I haven't seen his response. I know on Twitter he'd said that he was a fan of it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm not sure what his take is on it. So
he said that it was the Barbie world was meant for like a 9-year-old girl or whatever like that, or something like that. And it's an allegory for
yeah.
kids and stuff like that.
I think there's a lot of reads into the Barbie movie, you know, in terms of what its themes are and how it actually wants to address stuff like feminism and like the patriarchy and the effects that it has on people and how it's perceived. It's just fucking bonkers, man, that we're having these deep intellectual conversations about a Barbie movie. Why?
I like your analysis better anyway.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes a spade really is just a spade, man.
These conversations were not happening in the Barbie writers' room. Okay.
I know. I like his version better.
Yeah.
Ethan Van Sciver got owned. But I love him anyway.
So, Chris, when the moon comes out and you become Frank Gore by night,
Yes, that'll happen.
or I guess Frank Gore by whenever you decide to start drinking.
Sure, yeah.
Are you going to go by, given your shirt, Captain Frank, Frank Rogers, maybe Frank America? What are you thinking?
I like Frank America. I'm gonna go with Frank America, and I'll be.
Wait. Are you sure? I can't teach you to go for American Gore, can I? It sounds like you came straight from the most recent war.
Make America Frank again.
Make America Frank again. No, I'll be drinking in the hotel lobby. I'll be drinking in the hotel. I'll probably be drinking at the table later today if I can get. Where are we? We're all going back to our respective hotel rooms to be on a live stream in about soon. So it's happening. But thank you for your question. It's great. We're gonna hang out later. Frank will be hanging. Probably the Hilton. I want to pay the most for my drinks. So, hotel bars where that'll happen. Okay, great. Yeah.
I'll leave you with this one. Be creative with it. What is left for Hollywood to ruin?
Yeah.
I don't know, the real estate market in Hollywood. I've driven through lately.
Well,
it's
no.
the fucking dystopian
Hollywood
bullshit.
itself, and they are doing it. Hollywood, they're now eating themselves, and it's kind of funny. The last attempt that the Film Actors Guild and the Writers Guild tried to talk, they couldn't even decide to talk. They don't even trust each other, and the producers are just going to wait them out. I'm just going to watch.
I'm told it's going to go. January is kind of when they think things will be done, or production will come back.
They're screwed. By the way, the last strike ended by now.
Yeah.
It ended by now. So we got 10 minutes. We're going to try to get through everybody.
Hi, it's me, Gator. Wow, this mic's not Yeah, it's me. Anime Boomers Podcast. So, I actually know Chris Gore before any of the rest of you, because see, I was a fan of Tech TV.
Oh, no.
Some of you are a little too young to remember Tech TV and the screensavers with Leo Laporte, Patrick Norton. So this is kind of like wow, 14-year-old me would be like blown away right now. But I'm here to ask the question. People typically ask this on Nick Rekieta's show. It's a Nick Rekieta question. They know. I'm gonna do it. And since we're at an anime convention, this is also very relevant. The question of the day: balls or no balls?
I'm a team player. Balls all the way.
Yeah, let's go balls.
Balls.
I'm very attached to my balls.
I think we all know my answer.
Go balls deep. Balls. No balls is weird and sleek. It's not, you don't want that. It's like an alien. Balls.
Don't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
All right, I'm gonna ask the gay wholesome question now. What is the most wholesome interaction you've had at one of these conventions with the people that come up to you? Because, and don't start crying, Camelot. We all know you.
This one right now.
I know it's weird. I'm wholesome and Chrissy Mayer, but here we're gonna try.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. I didn't act on this, but someone once came up to me and was like, "My son still has his virginity. Like, what can you do about that?" What kind of convention do you think this is?
Don't be right.
I was like, look, you have to lose it awkwardly to a roadie of rested root, just like I did. Okay, that's what I said. That wasn't really wholesome.
I can't top that. I'm just gonna pass it.
I've had several people, but one in particular, probably last year, tell me that I inspired them because they also were a loser and overweight. And I inspired them to not be that way, like I was currently. So that was wholesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think he's in here. Where's FNT Kid? Where you at? Right there. So this is my shame, by the way. So FNT Kid is, he came to a meetup 2 years ago in Vegas, and as a dad, I'm a complete failure. I didn't even think about like underage people coming to our meetup. So the kid shows up and he couldn't get in. I felt freaking terrible. I still feel terrible to this day. It was super cool. And we sat and chatted, and I thought that was like the coolest thing. And he became FNT Kid at the time. It was very memeable and cool. That was mine. Yeah, I was inspired by other YouTubers. I like passing it on. I think that's fun. And FNT Kid is now working with a YouTuber, so that's pretty awesome.
Drag show, folks. So
They're not.
They're not a drag show.
They wouldn't have turned him away from a Biden convention. No, mine was last year, and I dabble in talking about relationships from time to time. And a guy came up to me last year, and he had said, "Hey, I emailed you a while ago because my wife and I were going to get divorced, and you sent back, hey, divorce is not a one-party thing. You know, there are two parties here." And he didn't want to. And I said, if you don't want to, tell her. Tell her you don't want to. Work it out. See if you can. There's always a road forward. And the worst thing she can say is no, and you're in the same spot. And he came up to me last year and he said, I just want to let you know we're still together. Like, we went to... And I was like, fucking allergies, man.
I think mine was probably in Atlanta last year. There was a guy who came up to my table to talk to me, and it was a quiet time at that point, so I was able to chat to him for a while. And he told me that he'd been kind of dabbling in writing when he was in his early 20s, and he wanted to write a novel, but he just never quite found the time, and it gradually petered out, and he gave up on it. And when he got into my channel, I started, giving advice about story structure, all that sort of thing that I like to talk about as an author myself. And he said to me that got him back into writing again. And when he came up to my table, he presented me with a copy of his first book that he'd gotten published. That was such a good advice. That was awesome, man. It's great to see.
Mine was very similar. It's we've been doing these FNT meetups for 2 years, and meeting all the people the first year, it's kind of a general wholesomeness. And hearing all of the people saying how they are inspired by the shows that we do and the creativity that we promote, and they want to do that too, and talking to all these people and their ideas, and then going, I wanted to make this book, or I wanted to do this comic book, or I wanted to make this animation. And then the follow-up year, seeing all those same people have things that they did, have books that they made, shows that they're doing, YouTube channels that they're getting into, that was the most wholesome thing that I think I've ever experienced.
Next.
Oh no.
Hi, I'm just Ken. It's boys' night every night. Speaking of boys, maybe like one or two of you so we can get through the line quickly. Who is the most recent male role model, in Hollywood that you can kind of say something positive about? Just curious. Maybe you two guys.
My biological brother, Chris Pratt.
Male role model. I don't know. Henry Cavill, I think, is awesome. I don't know why he's not playing Superman. That's a big fuck up.
I agree with both your answers.
Yeah. Thanks, Lofty. That was great. That was awesome.
Lizzo.
Frank Gore? Where's Alan? Alan is back in Orange County, California. So there you go. It's this little red oasis in the midst of California. So he's not here. He's not here.
Hiking Mount Everest with X-ray.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, with his daughter, X-ray girl. Wait, come on up.
Go.
Hurry!
Hurry up, man.
So, 2 quick questions, one obligatory. Have you guys seen any goblins walking around? I've been looking.
You better stop.
And 2, where the hell is Drexel?
Where's Drexel?
We need the black guy.
He is the black guy.
Whenever he's supposed to be here, add 22 minutes and then he'll be there.
He doesn't need a mic. I don't need this mic. Nerd, drinker. Whoa, you're here, right? Where's the anime reviews?
Yeah.
Both of you.
I'm working on it. Wait, I did one anime review. I did. Yeah, I did Castle in the Sky. Yeah.
And how do you guys forget not to unmute yourselves when streaming? Because I have that problem.
We just don't know. It happens all the time. Just never do it.
Oh yeah, well, because you got 50 things going at once, and you know, I'm not a pro.
Alright.
Don't do drugs, they're bad.
I've never done it.
Okay, that's it. We're it. That's it. We gotta call it.
So pour out another bag of bow, more of love frog. Spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the thought better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the love